Hello, Concho Valley. I'm Aaron McGuire.
I'm Shawn Torres.
And welcome to a new episode of Silver Screening. Today, we got a whole new lineup for you. We're going to be talking about Percy Jackson Season 2.
Should be good.
We're talking about Shawn Combs' The Reckoning, Criminal, and Highly Controversy.
I feel it.
After that, we're going to be talking about Now You See Me, Now You Don't, the third in the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, speaking of hotly debated and controversial, we're going to be talking about Hard Knocks in season with the NFC East.
Boo Cowboys.
Boo Cowboys. Welcome.
Coming to you from the Stream Center at Concho Valley Homepage, powered by KLST and KSAN, where we break down the biggest movies, hidden gems, and everything in between. This is Silver Screening on ConchoValleyHomepage.com.
Hello, Concho Valley. And so, let's get right into the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
We have Percy Jackson Season 2, but actually, before we talk, let's take a look at the trailer.
You guys get nightmares, right? I usually get ones that tell me the future.
Percy.
Or try to kill me. My name is Percy Jackson.
Didn't have the dream?
About Grover?
About camp.
The danger the camp is under is greater than you can possibly imagine.
What about Grover? You know where he is?
The Grey Sisters see all.
They only have one eye.
Look who's talking.
I'll see you out there.
Look poisoned her.
If the tree falls, the barrier falls, then camp will be open to any attack. Save Grover. Percy, you gotta find him. Save camp.
For the key to our survival, you must quest to the Sea of Monsters.
They take care of each other. That's what real heroes do.
Kill the son of Poseidon.
Sorry!
You can't give up on your family.
Perseus. Don't underestimate yourself.
I'm not gonna let some stupid monsters stand in my way.
Looks exciting, doesn't it?
Sure does.
All right, so now with the trailer done, let's take a look at what we're going to be talking about today. So I'd like to start the discussion by taking a look at the Percy Jackson franchise as a whole. As we all know at this point, or at least if you don't, now you do, the Percy Jackson series is based off of a book series.
Yeah, this is probably the only book series that I've read all the way through. I fell in love with these books. This was like in middle school, and I asked for the whole series like one Christmas and just read it all the way through after reading the first book, which was Lightning Thief, which was the first season was based off of. So
I believe I watched the majority, read the majority of that book series in high school and followed it through with the subsequent series called The Heroes of Olympus. I find it to be a very enthralling series myself. It's very fun to read, especially for it scratches the itch that your little high schooler brain has for high stakes action and also just a good narrative all around.
yeah, on that idea, I can tell a little bit difference because I've seen a good portion of season 1, and I've compared it to the book and compared it to what we see on screen for this new season or for the old season, and you can tell that for this Disney series they kind of scaled back on more of the mature themes in the book, because in the first season they don't really explore how gross or how rude the stepdad was to the mom and stuff like that, or other like things that maybe young kids shouldn't really be seeing, stuff like that. So they've definitely scaled it back, and I probably expect that to happen in this next season as well.
It feels sanitized.
For sure.
Right. Well, we had to address the elephant in the room about that then as well. That is the age-old gap that tends to show up between book series and the adaptations that show up on movies and on TV shows. As you might know, season 1 is about I believe it's called The Lightning Thief, the first book. It's been a while since I read it. I know, fake fan. But season 2, I know, is about the Sea of Monsters, the second book in that series.
Sure.
And I've been told, and from the reviews I've seen online from fans, that the TV show not only felt a bit, like what we were talking about, a bit sanitized, but also it seems to have deviated from the book's telling of events substantially in certain degrees.
For sure. Yeah, from what I've seen, the second half of that season looks completely different from the first book, for sure.
I will have to say, though, that judging by the trailers that I've seen, judging by everything I've seen online, the CGI, at least, and at least the action, I think looks phenomenal, especially for how modern TV shows have come.
Oh, no, yeah. You can tell in the trailer that they just watched, where they're in the ocean going through the actual Sea of Monsters. That just looks really, really good. And comparing it to the actual movie, I think the CGI for these monsters, for these fight scenes, looks just way better than the movie, for sure.
I'll have to agree on that one. And you had mentioned talking about like the audience and like how this was a bit scaled back for the audience. And I also want to address the audience too, right quick. This book series is something that I think is for, I would say, almost all ages. I'd say like preteen and up. But what I like about it too is that many people kind of grew up on this book series. I mean, like case in point, you read it, I read it. I know it was very popular among millennial and Gen Z audiences, so I think this is going to find a good home.
No, and I don't know if it's still a requirement, but I know when I went to school here in San Angelo, that was a requirement in 6th grade. We had to read this book, and before then, yeah, we had to read it. So I wonder if all our San Angelonians, or whatever we're called, they'll be excited for the series for sure.
I think it's San Angeloans. San Angelites? I don't know which.
I don't know.
All right. Well, there's also something else to talk about, is that Percy Jackson, this is not the first time that this show and that this franchise has been adapted into the silver screens. Specifically, before the TV show, there was a movie franchise. Did you know that?
Sure did. I sure did. And I don't care what critics say. For me, those movies, 10 out of 10, 1 and 2, for sure.
Yeah, the critics didn't really like it that much. I have I have it on my note cards here. The critics gave it a 48%, and the audience gave it a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes for that first movie, The Lightning Thief. And for the second movie, The Sea of Monsters, which I didn't even know existed, I think I was 12 at the time it came out. So honestly, I think I had bigger fish to fry at that time.
I don't give him an excuse for that, not at all. He should have seen it. He should have seen it about 5 times already. Fake fan.
I had school tomorrow. Okay, that was my big thing. I had Pokemon on my Nintendo, and I had school tomorrow. I plead the fifth. And apart from that, Sea of Thieves, I think it got. I'm going to be honest. I think it got worse ratings than the first movie.
Yeah, it sure did. It sure did. It did tank more than the first one.
I don't care, though. I still enjoyed the first movie, at least, and that Grover is my Grover. I don't care what you say.
That's funny you say that. No matter what movie I see that actor in, I'm like, that's Grover.
He's in my head. He's rent-free in there now. Well, that is Percy Jackson. Do you have anything else you would like to mention?
Yeah, I just hope that they go on a similar journey as the book, because like you see in the trailer, it doesn't really mention the Golden Fleece, which is a really big plot point in the second book. That's legit what saves a tree. And you see in the trailer, Luke, he goes and stabs a tree, and it's killing the shield around the Camp Half-Blood, and you have a quick glimpse of Percy holding a Golden Fleece in the trailer. So I don't know if that's going to take more of a backseat. If it does, that's sad, because that was a really, really big plot point, was going to get that to save everyone.
All right. Well, I guess time will tell.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know when it airs?
It airs December 10th. It's going to be a 2-episode premiere, so not all the episodes are going to come out at once. It's only going to be the first 2 episodes.
Well, waiting's all the torture, but I think I'm ready to give my review. Are you?
Yes, sir. I'm going to go ahead and give it a thumbs up for sure.
I'll give it a thumbs up myself. I'll admit I have not really paid attention much to the TV show, but if the books are indicative of anything, and if the trailers are certainly indicative of anything, this, and also, I guess, if the movies are indicative of anything, this series has nowhere else to go but up.
Mm-hmm. And for our next movie, we have Shawn Combs' The Reckoning. And just for y'all, just peek at this little trailer we have for y'all.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Shawn Combs. All of these reincarnations, all those name changes are attached to really bad deeds.
Everything in life, you're gonna have people that are bad and people that are good. You have to choose your side.
All right, welcome back after watching that pretty crazy trailer, in my opinion. Shawn Combs' The Reckoning is a 4-part Netflix series that's executively produced by 50 Cent. And as everyone knows, there's a big, long beef between 50 Cent and Shawn Diddy Combs.
Is a rivalry centuries in the making? Not centuries, decades, years?
Yeah, I think it's decades now, yeah. It's from the early 2000s.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, because it stems from, like, the West Coast, East Coast. 50, right after that ended, that's kind of when 50 came to rise, and so P. Diddy was walking around trying to get new talent for his record label, and he just kind of was rubbing 50 Cent the wrong way, and so 50 Cent has gone on a years-long vendetta against this man, and if I could ever point out someone who can hold a grudge, that man 50 Cent can hold a grudge.
Well, it looks like he's got plenty of material to work with right now. Can you tell me a bit about the case that we're talking about?
Yeah, so right now, let me pull up the notes. In September 2024, P. Diddy was indicted in the Southern District of New York on multiple serious federal counts: racketeering, sex trafficking, fraud and coercion, and transportations for purposes of prostitution. He was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, meaning the jury found that he had arranged interstate travel for individuals that with the intent to engage in prostitution. Then on October 3rd, 2025, P. Diddy was sentenced to 50 months in federal prison, plus $500,000 worth of fines.
Oh, that is a lot on his plate right at that time. And he's still in prison right now, right?
Yes, he's going to come out in the next year or two for sure, because they gave him some time off for time served, actually. But he got lucky to the point where the prosecution didn't really go after the correct points, and he got off on the most serious part was racketeering. That could have landed him very, very long time in jail, or in prison, actually.
All right, well, just because he's in prison doesn't mean he's letting this go, right? I believe we were talking about that as of the time of this being recorded, I believe a cease and desist was filed, correct?
Yes, so P. Diddy said, I'm not too sure how they got the statement from him, but he put out a statement saying this was a hit piece. 50 Cent and Netflix are putting out a hit piece, and it's disgusting, and he filed a cease and desist for them to take it down. And there's a lot of unseen footage before in this 4-part docuseries, and 50 Cent went on an interview, and the interviewer asked him, "How'd you get this footage?" And he just said, "A journalist never reveals his sources," and laughed at the camera.
Oh, interesting. We'll have to see how that develops.
Yeah.
Well, there is a bit of a cultural context here. Of course, Shawn Combs and 50 Cent are both very well known in the entertainment industry for rapping, for their production careers, going back decades at this point. But specifically with Combs' indictment and his eventual arrest after the trial, and sentencing after the trial, forgive me, it seemed very apparent that, like, in online spaces, among younger audiences especially, Combs' reputation was very much so tarnished.
1,000%.
And so I think that that kind of will lead to a lot of the interest that we've seen online about this already, and that's one of the main reasons why we chose to discuss it on the show here, is just because of how widely debated and how like well known both of these titans in the industry are across generations of people. So how this docuseries pans out, how the cease and desist pans out, and how the rest of the fallout of the case is, I think we'll see with time, but it's going to be intriguing results nonetheless.
No, for sure. And this, you'll be able to see, like it says, the reckoning, someone who's at the very top. P. Diddy was one of these guys in the industry that everyone loved, everyone wanted to be the best friends with, because he was just through all these crazy parties. He owned Ciroc, so he would do all these different crazy, extravagant things, and everyone just wanted to be a part of it. Then after these actions came to light, and it's like, oh, I don't even want to be associated with you, or I don't even I want to scrub any like images from the internet that put us in the same room together, because now I might be involved in your little cases now.
You know, just wash your hands clean of all that stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't even, like, for example, me, I don't think I was old enough to listen to P. Diddy music whenever he was kind of at the height of his rapping career. But even I got to hear more about him, too, from, I think I was joking about this with you yesterday, Alvin and the Chipmunks, of all things, mentioned him in the live-action CGI movies. That's going to be the next review, by the way, definitely. But anyway, jokes aside, he was very much like a cultural zeitgeist for the time, specifically in terms of just rapping in the industry.
Yeah, he was, like I said, producer, one of the guys for Bad Boys. So he oversaw Biggie Smalls, which he tragically passed away. But for this Netflix series that he has going on, there's, like I said, unseen footage. And there's going to be footage from 6 days prior to his arrest. And in the clip, in the trailer, it's just very telling how guilty he is, just because he sits there on the phone calling somebody saying, we need someone who's worked in the dirtiest business. So if you need someone to help you that's pretty dirty, you're probably pretty dirty.
Well, I guess we'll have to see with time then, as we comb through the Combs series. So are you ready to give your review?
Sure am.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up for sure.
I will give it like a thing. It's intriguing, but it's certainly something that you have to be very much so involved with the case in order to fully understand. Like I was talking about, this is like a generational spanning beef that's becoming that's being manifested as a docuseries about one of the most culturally known court cases of our time right now, dare I say of the 2020s. So just seeing how this is going to develop, and you have to be invested in it, and it's going to take some time. But if you're fully caught up to date on this court case, or if you're just morbidly curious about it, this docuseries might be for you.
For sure.
All right, moving on to Now You See, Now You Don't. Again, before we get too far into the discussion, let's take a look at the trailer.
In the everything that disappears reappears. Woo! It is very good to be back.
Come up, you're gonna be our helper.
Okay, disappear in 3, 2, 1. J. Daniel Atlas in the house. Who wants to see a magic trick?
I think we would have made the Horsemen proud. My Atlas was spot on.
Really? I'll be the judge of that. According to that card, for some reason, I need you.
Why not the other Horsemen?
The other Horsemen are dead.
Oh my God, what?
No, they're like dead to me. Things got too real for them. They gave up. Stop interrupting. I'm talking about a trick that is bigger and better than anything you have ever seen. It's now or never.
What's the trick?
The heart diamond. It's the most valuable jewel in history.
But what makes this diamond so special?
Because a magical tarot card told us.
For decades, the Vanderburgs have been selling diamonds to warlords, arms dealers, traffickers to help launder their money.
If you want to stop the devil, don't cut off her hands. You lift her wallet.
Open sesame.
Still safe with me.
Relax. Diamonds are forever.
Stop him!
Jack, what are you doing here?
Saving your ass.
Can we read?
Fanboy later.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I don't know you.
Let's go.
My horsemen. We were brought together for a reason.
Gummy's kicked in.
Bring down 2 generations of criminals with a single sleight of hand.
8 magicians against a worldwide criminal network. I like our chances.
Want to see a magic trick?
That is.
You enjoying the show?
Shall we get on with it?
Hey guys, dead end.
Open sesame.
Way to represent, Merritt.
Worth a try, was it? Never know.
I think you do know. In the world.
Exciting, isn't it?
Looks good. And for this movie, as you can see in the trailer, you have the 4 original horsemen. You have Jesse Eisenberg playing Genio Day Atlas. You have Woody Harrelson playing Merritt McKinney, Dave Franco as Jack Wilder, and Isla Fisher as Henley Reeves. But as you can tell, there are also some new faces, some new horsemen, and you got Dominic Sessa playing Bosco. You got Justice Smith playing Charlie, and you have Ariana Greenblatt playing June.
And so, from what I've seen from the trailers, it seems like a good return to form for the franchise. This is the 3rd installation of the Now You See Me movie series that's been going on. And for those of you who don't know what Now You See Me is and what Now You See Me Now You Don't, well, is right now, I believe it released on November 14th, I want to say?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it released in the United States on November 14th.
Yep.
Oldie but a goodie for this show. But Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and the Now You See Me franchise, they really talk about, it's basically almost like Robin Hood meets like the Leverage TV show, if anyone knows that show. I love it myself. And meets magicians, of all things.
Yeah, that's one thing that really stood out to me in the first movie was we never see, you don't want to call them criminals because, like you said, it's like Robin Hood. They're kind of like helping people out low-key, but with magic, which is kind of crazy because I've always been a magic person, for sure.
They might be criminals, but they're main protagonists in our hearts. So you know what? Maybe we just give them a pass, just this once. You know, I mean, the only magic trick I know is just making a box of Twinkies disappear. So honestly, that is the best magic trick that I could. Like, I'm excited to see any magic tricks they can do instead. That's probably a whole lot better than me.
For sure. And you have the director coming in. He directed Zombieland 2, Double Tapped, and both those movies have Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson in it. So you know they're going to have good chemistry already.
A match made in heaven.
Yeah, and then if you have seen the Uncharted movie, he also directed that one as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I was a big fan of. I want to say that one was also didn't get great reviews by critics. You'll realize this a lot about me. I don't care what critics say. If I enjoy something, I enjoy it.
Yeah, my opinion is that the audience review is the one that typically matters the most.
Same.
If the audience enjoys it, then hey, you know it
did its job.
Yeah, it did its job.
Yeah.
It's like if the reviews of many outweigh the reviews of few, in my opinion. So, with that in mind, speaking of the reviews and whatnot, from what I've reviewed about the shows, we've seen a lot of just. I feel like the stakes are higher than ever with this one.
Yeah.
Am I not mistaken? I believe they're looking for a massive diamond.
Massive diamond, yeah. It's the description of the movie says a major heist. So this is something that they haven't really done before, especially you see in the trailer that they go on this heist or on a heist and they think it's just Daniel J. Atlas, him with the new characters, and then midway through the heist, all of a sudden you see the familiar faces. So I think that's really cool.
Sounds like fun. And one of the things I really wanted to gush about for a moment was just that I love how this is the Leverage kind of things, like the Leverage TV show kind of aspect that I'm talking about. It is like heists and whatnot, but it also takes the time to explain these magic tricks that they're doing, these like high-flying stakes of like, for example, one of the past movies, they had like a massive burst of cards. They're just all these stunts that they do. They end up explaining how they're done, and also in instances where like they think they get that your main character's cornered. There's no way they're gonna get out. They're gonna get caught, or they're like they're done for, they've been arrested, and then they manage to get out. And they explain in detail, here's the side of the story we didn't tell you, and we're just now going to tell you.
Yeah, you see that in the very first movie. Like, with Mark Ruffalo's character, you don't understand from the beginning that he's actually orchestrating this whole entire thing. And then even at the very end, spoiler warning, Dave Franco's character, Jack Wilder, he dies in a scene. And then at the very end, he comes out in the cemetery. He's like, hey, guys, I'm here.
Well, I certainly think I'm looking forward to a lot more of that kind of explanation. I know I was making jokes about magic tricks beforehand, but generally one of my favorite parts of magic tricks is learning how the magic trick actually works. I don't know if that makes me a criminal in the magic world or not, but
it does.
That makes me a horrendous criminal. Well, hey, I might be in the next movie then, if that's the case.
That's funny.
Got anything else you want to mention?
No, I'm ready for the review.
You ready for the review? Okay, are you ready? And a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, and
I'll give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll give it a go. Ooh. That's the other magic trick I know, is removing my thumb in a very horrible fashion.
Nice.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a very nice, very just a nice installation into the franchise. It's been out for a while now, and I think the reviews kind of reflect that. It is just kind of a continuation of the existing series in a way that seems fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. And for our next movie trailer we got, well, it's a TV trailer. It's going to be the Hard Knocks in season with the NFL East. Watch the trailer right here.
James just texted me. What a great dude, bro. He texted me.
James did?
Yeah, congrats on the record. And like, what a dude.
I just want to congratulate him for being the all-time leading passer in Cowboy history. And I also phrase it as like it's America's team. And just knowing him, I remember when me and Dad were roommates at the Peyton Manning Passing Academy in Thibodaux, Louisiana. And we shared with each other that, hey, we both gonna make it, and look at us now.
He came out a year ahead of me, but we did a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, they threw like a halfback taxi pass back to the quarterback.
Oh, back to Jamie?
Yeah, and he was covered. Shedded him, attacked the ball in the air, breaks the tackle.
No, he did not. You gotta pull that up. Yeah, you gotta show me that. Good James, I wish I'd have known that. I'd have texted him. I'm gonna text him today, something like that.
Oh yeah, he hit me back. He just said thank you. And it was simple as that. I'm sure he was flooded with messages, but it shows the humility of him. When I know that I sent him a message when everybody had to be congratulating him, for him to hit me back, it just shows the respect and everything that we have with each other.
Here you go.
What I was just trying to get y'all to do.
Yeah. Look.
Sigel Jones. He better open it glove. Go, James. Yeah. He was like that get loose.
Welcome back. I might have misspoke earlier and said NFL East. Aaron corrected me. It's the NFC East. That's my B.
But I get it right.
But last season, this is only the second season they've done the in-season one. They've ran, I want to say, more than a few years for the preseason Hard Knocks. That one's really good. I really enjoyed those series. The Tampa Bay, that's my team, so that's when I really first started watching the Hard Knocks series. And so this year we got the NFC East. Last year it covered the AFC North, which contained the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers. And this year, the NFC East, it contains the Giants, the Cowboys, the Commanders, and the Eagles.
And I had to ask, you sound a bit more well-versed in this. How many seasons has it been going on for at this point?
I try to compile it all together. It says depending on what you want to look at, but just for the in-season one that we're reviewing, this is the second season of that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And right now, I think this is a great time because that division is really competitive. Mm-hmm. You have I have the records written down. Let me see. You have the Philadelphia Eagles leads the division at 8-4, and you have the Dallas Cowboys who played last night, lost last night.
Go figure.
Yep. They are 6-6-1, so they have tied a game this year. I don't think games should end in ties, but that's just me. I feel like it's a waste of time ending in a tie, but who cares what I say? I'm just a random dude.
I saw a bit of a discussion on that tie online. It's like it was on my feed for like a week, and it was apparently really, really I don't even want to say controversial. It's just a lot of people are saying, like, why is there a tie in the NFL?
No, yeah, everyone. Anytime there's a tie in the NFL, you see comments on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Why do we allow this? Change the rules. But we have the Washington Commanders in third place. They are 3-9, and then you have in last place the New York Giants with 2-11 record. Amazing. They just are so good. It's not really their fault. They've had a lot of injuries this year, and that's a big discussion point is injuries for that team because that field they play on is turf, and a lot of NFL players say turf is more dangerous just because it doesn't give the same way ground does. So when you stick your foot in the ground, there's cement under the turf, so it just hits. But with ground, actual grass, there's dirt, so dirt will fly up, and so you can actually go into the ground a little bit with your cleat, and so it prevents a lot of injuries in the knees and ankles that way.
So it sounds like the turf feels a bit shallow, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, speaking of shallow, this series is not shallow, from my understanding. It's a bit more of an in-depth review. Yes, that was a clever setup for a segue. Get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a very bit of an in-depth review, from my understanding. It's basically taking a look behind the scenes of how the NFL actually works. Can you talk a bit more about that?
No, yeah. Like I was telling you before we started filming, the Hard Knocks, imagine it like those movies you have for artists where it's like their tour movies, and so you see all the behind the scenes stuff. It's really personable. A lot of these players, athletes are mic'd up pre-game, during the game, and after the game, so you get to see what they feel, what they think in these high intense moments, which I really enjoy because I really like the personal side. I like to see the athlete get mad. I like to see him get sad. I like to see him get happy when stuff actually happens because it always connects like the real to real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it humanizes them because I feel like all too often in sports, it's easy to look at the players and like they have their helmets on, they have their pads on. It's easy to kind of like almost quantify them, especially if you're into like fantasy football. Like here's their scorecards, here's their stats thus far.
Yeah, you forget they're actual human beings, not just computers out there running routes, catching passes, making blocks. You know.
Yeah, and it sounds like a really nice way to kind of just sit down and show how the NFL works for these players. Not necessarily getting to all the technical nitty-gritty about the day-to-day operations of the league, but showing just the players being players at the end of the day, not just numbers and faces.
Yeah, and I brought up the records as an important piece of this is because it doesn't start from the preseason like the regular Hard Knocks does. Since it's the end season, it goes from about the beginning, midseason, and then to almost the playoff time. So this is just at the right time where all these players are at their height of their emotions, just full on bought into the system, and let's go out there and have fun.
All right. Well, I have a very important question from you. It's the second most important to the review. I have to ask you because you're more well versed in football than me. How about them Cowboys?
No one's been about them Cowboys for the past about 20 years, I'm not going to lie. They haven't won a Super Bowl since like 1997, since before I was born, before you were born.
I've opened the floodgates, haven't I?
Just a little bit. You probably shouldn't have done that because now they're going to get my real opinions of the Cowboys. But, I just know a lot of people who's always, it's our year this year. And it's like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
It's cope. It feels like a lot of coping.
No, yeah, but I feel it. I feel it because my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I watched them for about 20 years before Tom Brady went there and saved our franchise. If he never went there, I would be in the same boat because the last time they won a Super Bowl was 2002 or 2003. So I don't count that as in my lifetime because I was 3 years old. So I wouldn't have witnessed that one. But
I wasn't alive at 3. I wasn't. that's not. I wasn't sentient. It does not count.
Yeah,
I did not. I was too busy looking at like Dino Nuggies and
Teletubbies.
You watched Teletubbies, that nightmare fuel.
Yeah, that was a great show.
I grew up on SpongeBob. I am brain rotted to my core. I don't.
No, I feel that. But some players to look out for in the series. You got Dak Prescott with CeeDee Lamb for the Cowboys, and for the Commanders, you got Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, which he's been dealing with an injury all season long. So you'll probably be able to see how he reacts to the injury coming in and out of the lineup. Then you have for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. They're a dynamic duo. They're the reigning Super Bowl champs. So that's another reason why they probably pick this division to do it because they're very competitive. The top two teams are, and they're coming off a Super Bowl win. Everyone likes to watch that.
Yeah, it's true.
And for the Giants, a big name for them is Jackson Dart. That's their rookie QB. He got drafted in the first round, I believe. He nicknamed the Dart Knight. I like his nickname a bunch.
The Dark Knight? Like, is that like a Batman joke?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure is.
That's a bit corny, but I was born on the cob, so I can't blame him.
No, I feel that. But seeing all these players, those are big name players, and seeing how they react to this season, especially since, like I said, the Eagles and the Cowboys, their records are like right there, so they could potentially knock each other out of the playoffs. So
well, I guess we'll have to see if this year's our year.
Probably not.
Probably. We can hope and dream, Shawn. We can hope and. Okay, I'm not a big of a. This will probably that you're gonna immediately not respect my review at all for this probably, but I'm not really a big fan of the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, it's not for me. Audience, please cover your ears and cover your eyes with all your local Cowboys fan. If you are one, I am sorry. But are you ready to give your review?
Sure am. For this little series, I give it a thumbs up for sure.
I'll give it a thumbs up as well. I'm not the biggest on football, as you can tell. I kind of let Shawn kind of pioneer the discussion, and also let him take lead on the like what was it, like 2-minute Cowboy rant? I don't know. It felt like 2 minutes. But I'm not the biggest on sports, but I can always guarantee that the behind-the-scenes look at a sport that's basically almost become the nation's favorite pastime, like supplanting baseball almost, really just sells that. They're people that make this go around at the end of the day. It's a big production. It's a big show. And there's a bunch of companies that are behind it. But at the end of the day, they're still on the field and the day-to-day lives of these people. They're just that, people. For
sure. And that's all I have for the Hard Knocks.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for Silver Screening. Tune in next time. We're going to hopefully have a couple more movies and TV shows to be talking about. And I think the lineup thus far, is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie and
SpongeBob and maybe
Avatar. I think we're talking about Avatar. I guess we'll figure it out with time.
Yep.
Stay tuned, everyone. Have a safe day.
Thank you.
Safe day. I can do that.